Hello fellow traders, this is another episode of our series on trading. This is the third episode we are doing. We are trying to cover the Bitcoin. We will try, actually we will apply what we've said in live markets. I have mentioned many times that we are trading my real account for the past year for the purposes of this series. All profits will go to my sub, so stay tuned, subscribe, like, leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. I think you know what to do. We will enter the crypto market for the first time. I have mentioned that we will do that with a real account. We will keep monitoring every week. So this week we will check based on the CFTC report. Keep in mind that nothing is written in stone. I mean, there is no perfect tool, but we need to choose the most proper one. Of course, not all trades and wallets are included in this report. It's a good statistical sample, let's say, when we want to use it for our sentiment analysis. I have a video on that, you can check it. We are doing it for entertainment purposes, so keep in mind that you don't have to follow me or this trade or any other trade. People who already follow me on Patreon knows that I'm giving trades only for the major pairs. However, I got many messages to cover the subject, so let's say that this is how I would do it, not in theory, but with a real account. We have prepared our data from week to week, and so let's give it a look. This is the report, exactly, on 8th of February. Now, what we see here is that the short position were slightly bigger, not in position, in size, in amount, let's say, but we have a slightly bigger percentage in short position, and we need to give the proper interpretation to our analysis, and in our data sometimes we have to be more analytical and check in depth. What we mean by that? We have slightly less position overall, shorts and long. So let's say that there is an anticipation in the market. People don't know exactly the direction, and this is the reason that no one is willing to trade at this point. Actually, this is why we have less interest. Again, I'm speaking statistically. I'm not a wizard. I'm just trying to make some good speculations in the market, let's say. Most of the time, they are correct. Most of the time. We have analyzed that about our statistics, our trading account, and so on. So, based on this report, actually, what is my conclusion, my assumptions, because a conclusion is a bit more solid, let's say, as a word or as a definition, it's that the people are willing to short the Bitcoin. However, the position changing, longs versus shorts, the total position shows lower interest, let's say. So we are anticipating the market to move. Remember that what I've told you about the sentiment analysis and how we use the CFTC report, it always says information about the previous week, I mean the past week, so it's a bit of lagging. But it's a statistical that you need to pay attention and see how it works from week to week. This week, that I'm covering the sentiment analysis, as we said so far, we do not have any fundamental analysis. I saw some articles, the Bitcoin is related to the CPI. For me, there is no correlation. I mean, we have no something official to that. I mean, a research in depth that indicates that. So today, in the technical part, because we have I'm trying to present in every show something different, let's say, in every video. So now we will check and we will apply what we've said on the technical part. Remember that we will do it from week to week. So I don't know how long this trade will last. it might last for a couple of weeks or for a couple of years. I don't know. I'm looking for the very long term, and this is the reason that I choose to make this series. Now, I will open my technical analysis. I will open the Bitcoin to see what is happening in the market from the previous week, what we are expecting to do the next week, and so on. I'm repeating again, you don't have to follow my trades. This is just for entertainment. Trading is risky. It's risky as hell. I mean, I have mentioned that in all of my videos. So do not try that. Anyway, let's open the chart and see the technical part from this week. Now let's open our chart. This is the daily that I'm using here. We can see that there is an established downtrend. However, remember what I've said to you when we are changing down time frames. Now in the weekly, there is an uptrend. This is the hard part when you decide to do a trade, you know, to proceed. We have said that about time frames and how things can become very squishy, different, and hard in trading. This is why trading is so hard and so chaotic, let's say. Okay, so we do have a downtrend. As I've said, I will go long to that market. However, there is a short position. I mean, this is in another account, but this is not important. I will show you the account is already the same for the purposes of this series and for my subs. So what we remember what we said about the indicators. There is no such a tool, a perfect tool, let's say, to trade. So let's build something here. I will use one of the most basic ones, let's say. I will use an indicator that probably will be able to show me the future. It's a leading indicator. Remember, we have analyzed that in the description. So we see that the prices hit the cloud. This indicator so far is really good. I mean, it shows us that probably we could risk a short position. So okay, now we applied our first indicator. Let's say again, I don't think that you can trade only with an indicator. We just use it on a signal like we did it here. We see that we have a downtrend on the daily chart. Again, I'm saying that. And what we did, we just able to took a short position. But let's try a bit more. Let's say we have analyzed most of the indicators here. I would prefer Williams, to be honest, but in this case we will use Bollinger Bands to check what exactly is happening. So Bollinger Bands also confirm us the short we took. But remember, I'm just using an examples. I do not use indicators. However, when you start trading, an indicator probably will help you to identify a sweet entry point, let's say, in your trading. And this is the most important part when it comes to trading. So what you need to clarify at this point, we have played so much with the indicators and with our total analysis. Now, I have drawn some major lines because we could use some MACD, and that's what I'm going to do now. So far we have the confirmation that we want. Now the MACD line shows that it's in an up. So you see now that how this how indicator starts to create a conflict, and this is the problem when you are trading, because actually you don't know exactly what indicator to use. That's why when you are starting to applying your indicators in your graph, in your prices, let's say, you must be able to identify let's say the basics of the indicator. Let's say we were using an oscillator a leading indicator, lagging indicator, and not too many lines. Try to stay with the trend. Of course, now we have a downtrend, so this was a short opportunity. This is not the point here. Of course, a short opportunity that I already took, but you need to remember that the most important part is that there is no perfect tool when you are applying an indicator. It doesn't mean that the Ichimoku is the perfect indicator. It gave me a confirmation signal. If I change it to weekly, you see that we've got another signal. The prices start hitting the cloud, so it's the perfect opportunity to go long. I know that there is nothing written in stone when you are trading, and this is very important. But when you are come at a point that you need to risk, and you have to be precise with your trading. When you are starting, let's say, you need to have some confirmation. Also, I have mentioned that in our technical analysis, we should search for some confirmation on the smaller time frames. Probably we see that the price is hit at this level twice. 9 out of 10 traders wouldn't agree that this is a double top. Me too also, but we see that we've got a rejection on this level. So also another signal to go short, let's say. And also, if you check into the weekly on the daily, this is a very, very specific candle. Now you see that how I try to combine all the information that I had to create a trade. It doesn't mean that I will definitely win the trade. No, of course not. You know that I've told you that my statistics are close to 40%. Actually, it's a bit less. It's 39.7 because there are accessible, at least for some people that already asked me. There is on this series on trading the basics. I'm mentioning only this account, so you can check it and see how it is done. How it can be done. As I've said, I don't know if we will eventually go long to this market. This is the account that we are trading. We are expecting to go long, as I've said, in the entire series. I would delete the indicators. I will try to make a small reference in every video, let's say, on how to apply what we said in theory, how to make your system more profitable, your technique, let's say. How can you, what indicator to use? Because I show you that when I put the first indicator or the second indicator, or when I change the time frames, things became tricky. And this is what it is. Sorry, trading, it's tricky. That's why 95% of traders are losing in this market. And I'm not talking about patience or discipline yet that you must have. It's also that there are other factors that in time trading will help you to understand, let's say, not only to understand, but help you to succeed more tangible results. Because when you start trading on demos, and this is the first part, I mean, the most important maybe that I could mention in trading, it's how to paper trading, how this will go for you. However, when it comes to go to a real markets with a real account, always take calculated risks, put amount of money that you are willing to lose. When you are making a strategy or a technique, you don't know for how long you will be profitable. Of course, there are some traps that you might be able to identify. For example, if there is an established bullish trend, apparently you are buying randomly with no indicator or whatever, and you're feeling lucky because your account starts to grow. But this is wrong. You have to be sure that you have both sides. I mean, you have both short and long orders, that you are able to identify either a wave or when the market will do a good retracement to follow the trend. I'm not talking about scalping, going in the smaller time frames. I think this is for a bit more advanced players. Let's say that they already know what they are doing. So they will zoom in smaller time frames, and I do not recommend because when you start trading, this will make you lose your patience because the market will go sideways, trend, and so on. I hope you enjoyed the video. I try to be tight. Thank you very much. Trade safe, and I hope I'll see you soon.